just came out the other day about Comcast. When they filed taxes this last year, they made money. They didn't pay a dime in taxes.
Who was this?
Comcast.
Comcast?
Yeah, our TV provider here.
Well, the tax system, the tax system is just bizarre. It's just a huge number of books. It's very complicated. The reason it's complicated and the reason they haven't been able to simplify it is because every page gets votes for a congressman or a senator. That thing is just a huge compilation of special deals for everybody in sight. And those special deals get campaign cash for these people. Pete, for example, we watch his campaign contributions. They're mostly corporatists, they aren't individuals. We saw one election. Suddenly he was getting huge amounts of money from beer companies, from the CEOs of the beer companies, from the wives of the CEOs of the beer companies. And we thought, why is Pete so popular with beer companies? And then we found out he was trying to lower the taxes on beer companies. Now, the tax code is hundreds of thousands of actions like that over a period of a century by these politicians. And so when you find somebody that, some company didn't pay taxes, probably if you look at it carefully enough, they lobbied their way into that position. You know that it costs, when a lobbyist spends $1 in Washington, on average, it directs $700 federal dollars to the direction of the lobbyist. That's the leverage. I estimated it at 600. Somebody did a really careful study recently. They had 700. $1 spent on a lobbyist. So these corporations go to Washington. They find it easier and more profitable to compete on Capitol Hill than to produce a better product at a lower price. That's what they do. Sometimes they don't. Bill Gates is kind of a liberal, but Bill Gates didn't do it. He didn't hire lobbyists. You know what happened? Remember this story? They started to kill Microsoft. He got the message. He hired some lobbyists, started to pay his way. They got off their backs. But $1 buys 700. And if you think about Pete now, if you divide the federal budget by the number of congressmen, Pete DeFazio controls $2 billion a year.
Wow.
It's a lot of money over 30 years. And he's unabashed about it. The last time I debated this guy or formed with him, he's only going to do one this time. He's afraid. He refuses to do more than one. It's because of his friends at the City Club. But and the last time I had a forum with this guy, he says, "Well, Robinson, don't vote for Robinson. Robinson says he won't take earmark money. With all the earmarks, I got $1 million for this guy, and I forget what it was, and $2 million for this group, and $3 million for this group. I got you some money. Why would you vote for this guy?" That's what he actually said. Well, the interesting thing is that everybody in that audience was paying that money. And it would only be chance if those three organizations happened to be there that night. But they don't register, you see. And it's a thing we have at Oregon State. Look, Oregon State gets millions from these congressmen. These Democrat congressmen put huge amounts of earmark money into Oregon State every year. That buys a lot of influence. So they use their positions to gain power and money for themselves and for the people who keep them in power. That's the way this system works. Ron Paul sat there all those years and wouldn't take the money, and they probably all thought he was a fool. Instead, he put his money in silver and gold and made money that way. But it's a corrupt system. And